The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach. The Island Times News Update begins right now. Here's Tom Patton.
Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The mayors of all three beach cities reported that life at the beach is pretty darn great during the annual State of the Beaches program at Beaches Watch Wednesday night. All three mayors had positive things to say about their respective cities in terms of financial standing and infrastructure projects that affect the quality of life of all Beaches residents. The program began with Neptune Beach Mayor Harriet Pruitt, who praised the efforts of new city manager Andrew Hyatt and others on the city staff. She immediately addressed one of the most pressing issues for the northern beach cities, parking at Town Center. Pruitt said the Town Center agency is exploring a 2-hour parking plan for many of the spaces in the shopping and restaurant district, which the council will consider this month.
It's my opinion that we need to start trying to find a way to at least resolve some of the parking issues. Beaches Town Center is a very popular place to be, and it's only going to continue, I think, to get more and more people down there. So I think we should get with Atlantic Beach and Town Center and the businesses and the business owners and try to resolve some of the parking issues.
Pruitt said that Bono's Barbecue is building a new store next to Winn-Dixie in Neptune Beach with a patio. She also mentioned that Ellen's Kitchen will be relocating from South Jacksonville Beach to Neptune Beach this spring, and that a coffee shop called Southern Grounds would be moving into the space formerly occupied by Lily's Coffee. Pruitt said there have been building permits issued for 12 single-family homes and 4 duplexes in Neptune Beach. She said the dollar value of building permits issued in 2015 totaled more than $21 million. Additional street paving and potable water projects are also planned for the coming year, and the city is exploring grants that could help improve dune crossover access for the physically disabled. Beach replenishment is set to begin this summer, she said. Atlantic Beach Mayor Mitch Reeves said he's working with a very young commission and that the person with the most experience on the panel, Jimmy Hill, has been there for 2 years. But that gives the commission an opportunity to come in with new ideas, Reeves said. Reeves said the city is about to get a significant boost in property taxes due to the annexation of the Atlantic Beach Country Club property, which he said will add some $425,000 in new tax revenue to the city's coffers. But he said the commission's first reaction should not be to ask, how can we spend the money? A budget is a budget and not an expense account, Reeves said. Reeves also said the city will start taking bids on the police building remodeling later this month. The police department will have to relocate for about 10 months, he said, but offices and other facilities have been identified to allow the temporary relocation at little or no cost to the city. Reeves outlined planned improvements on the Seminole Road corridor and said the city plans to spend about $200,000 on various projects in the city's parks. He also said the commission has to determine whether to spend about $450,000, including grants, on items called for in the Marsh Master Plan. He said the commission will vote Monday on whether to move forward with the purchase of the Bennett property on Camellia Street on the Marsh. But as a new mayor and commission, Reeves said that one of the things he wants to do is listen to the citizens of the city, and he wants them to get involved in Atlantic Beach.
We're going to do a push this year to invite and make sure people dial in on us during our commission meetings. On the internet. We're live on the internet. You can watch us. You can have your popcorn, you can have your wine, you can set it on your big screen TV. We're probably the only city that you pay high taxes and give you free entertainment every 2 weeks. We want you to take advantage of what we're giving you. We want you to come challenge us. We want you to come to our commission meetings and be part of our city. Because when you do, this is what we want to do. It's so important. What we want you to do is get involved. We want you to join a board. We want you to take a park. We want you to say you want to dedicate a bench to a park. You want to take over a tree of planting. You want to do something. Get involved in your city. And yes, we want the final results. Get involved. Run for office.
Jacksonville Beach Mayor Charlie Latham said it was difficult to cover all of the positive accomplishments in Jacksonville Beach in the allotted 15 minutes, but that was all Beaches Watch President Sandy Golding would allow him to have. Latham said the millage rate in Jacksonville Beach has gone down every year since 2012, and that electric rates are down as well. He said property values have gone up 8% over the last year, which Latham said is the most of any city in Florida north of Orlando. Latham said Jacksonville Beach remains on track to be debt-free in 2020 and said the city has successfully negotiated pension reforms with all three of its employee unions without arbitration. The Jacksonville Beach Downtown Action Plan is being implemented after a 2-year process, and the city is working now on managing the nighttime economy in the city. Latham outlined a variety of major infrastructure projects that will begin this year, including a repaving project east of 3rd and south of Beach Boulevard to 4th Avenue South, and a major drainage project on A1A that will be undertaken in conjunction with the state. Latham said that working on the action plan is only one priority for the city this coming year.
We're going to continue working with our local businesses on the public-private opportunities within downtown. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a continued problem downtown. With alcohol, primarily, alcohol-related issues. And, we got a lot of people that do things the right way and run their establishments the right way, and we got a few bad actors, and it's created some problems for us. I ride, as some of the other council members do, I ride with the police pretty regularly, everywhere between every 1 to 2 months, and spend a lot of time down there at closing at 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and I see with my own eyes where the problems are. One of the things that's going to take place over the next year or so is that we're going to take a more active role working with the state agencies to get them involved to help us with the bad actors.
Latham closed by mentioning all of the national recognition that's been focused on Jacksonville Beach, from a mention of Deck the Chairs in People magazine to glowing reviews on several travel blogs that have come to the city's attention. And while not officially on the program, District 13 Jacksonville City Councilman Bill Gulliford announced he's secured $25,000 from the city of Jacksonville for the beach's fireworks display in 2016, and that he has about $100,000 in money for parks projects in his district, which includes all 3 beach cities. Gulliford will have more to say about that and other city issues in February, when he will be the featured speaker at the Beaches Watch meeting on February 3rd. Beaches Watch meets the first Wednesday of each month in the community room of the Beaches branch of the Jacksonville Public Library. Interim Neptune Beach Police Chief Paul Tony Carrillo has resigned from the police force, saying he had hoped to end his career as chief of police for the city. Carrillo's resignation is effective January 29th. In a letter delivered to City Manager Andy Hyatt, Carrillo, who joined the Neptune Beach Police Department in 1985, said he had hoped to complete his final 19 months before retirement as the head of the department, but, quote, the city has decided to do a search for a new police chief. I want to do what is best for the Neptune Beach Police Department, Carrillo said in his letter to Hyatt. If I can assist in any way in the hiring of a new police chief, please let me know. Hyatt had said at Monday's city council meeting that he's a proponent of promoting from within in such situations, but did not name Carrillo as one of the candidates under consideration for the permanent position. Hyatt is currently reviewing applications for chief of police to replace David Sembach, who resigned last year. The position will be open through January 18th, and he said he expects to have identified the person he hopes to hire by February 1st. Well, when we come back, work is set to begin on the Mile Point project. This is the Island Times News Update.
The news you can count on. The Island Times News Update will be right back.
Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The Neptune Beach City Council on Monday night rejected a proposed ordinance that would have required detached garages up to 500 square feet to be set back at least 7 feet from any side yard of an interior lot or within 5 feet of a rear property line in any residential district in most cases, as recommended by the Community Development Board. Mayor Harriet Pruitt said that she supported the proposal because allowing them closer to property lines could interfere with emergency services vehicles and cause runoff problems. She used an example of two neighbors who both decided to build garages within 3 feet of the property line.
You're going to have two garages that are 6 feet apart. And both of them, if they put their overhang out there, that's going to be putting more water on each other. I live in a garage apartment that was built in 1937. I had a city councilor that passed away in my backyard, and when the fire and rescue came, they could hardly get to him because of the fence line and 3 feet of backyard. And most people put fences up behind their garages. So that leaves no room at all if something were to happen.
But Vice Mayor Richard Arthur said that the ordinance would take away from the ability of a property owner to use their land.
I'm not even clear as to what the actual issue is that this addresses by creating additional, put 7 feet of unusable space in the backyard where your yard is so valuable, just dead space in the backyard. So on those bases alone, creating more non-conforming properties and more dead space in the yard, and I can't support it.
Arthur, Councilman Scott Wiley, and Councilwoman Kara Tucker voted against the proposed ordinance, meaning it failed on first read. The Atlantic Beach Commission on Monday night will take a first vote on the annexation of the Atlantic Beach Country Club property, which would move jurisdiction over the development from the city of Jacksonville to Atlantic Beach. The Commission will also vote on whether to spend some $200,000 to purchase a piece of property currently in foreclosure on the marsh for use as access to the city's marsh parks. The so-called Bennett property has a house on it that would have to be rehabilitated or raised. And the Commission will appoint members to a technical advisory committee to help the city move forward with a community redevelopment area, or CRA, for the Mayport Road corridor. Each commissioner will appoint 2 members to the committee. Well, after breaking ground last summer, work is finally set to begin on the Mile Point Training Wall reconfiguration project for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Starting this month and continuing through November, Manson Construction Company will reroute the navigable waters in the Intercoastal Waterway system. Several changes will occur in the waterway, including removing some existing navigable waters, and large dredging equipment in the waterway during construction will also affect navigation. The Corps asks boaters to please remain vigilant, especially during hours of darkness, as safety is the Corps and Manson's #1 priority. The Jacksonville Beach Police Department is getting set to begin its 36th Citizens Police Academy on Thursday. Participants spend 13 weeks learning about the inner workings of the local police department. The cost for the program is $25, and registration is open until Tuesday. And the 2016 version of the Wave Masters Society Polar Plunge was not particularly polar, with temperatures in the low 70s and waters only a few degrees cooler on New Year's Day. Still, a crowd of about 1,500 people trooped to the beach for the annual event and dashed into the ocean at the stroke of 9 o'clock in the morning. For 27 years, the Wave Masters Society has hosted the event, and while it's free to get on the beach and take a quick dip in the ocean to start the new year, the group sells commemorative long-sleeve T-shirts as a fundraiser. Now, in the past, participants could not buy a T-shirt until they came up from the beach with wet hair, proving they'd gotten all the way underwater, but now the shirts are available for anyone who wants to buy them. Participants say a cleansing dip in the chilly ocean is a great way to start the new year and maybe clear the cobwebs from your head from New Year's Eve.
The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach, forecasting your beaches. This is your local look weather.
Well, the National Weather Service says we can expect showers on Saturday, then sunny but breezy and cooler on Sunday. The high Saturday will be in the low 70s but fall into the mid-60s by Sunday, and it will be even cooler by the middle of the week, with highs in the 50s and lows dipping into the 40s. The Island Times is always digital, always free at www.theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted on the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.